To no one will we sell, to no one deny or delay right or justice.
Anything you like, be free. Oh, he winces, regroups.
Imagine taking away women's right to vote.
And reader, I left him. I also left the door of the freezer open.
High walls, built to keep you out, not in.
First, release the princess. Throw open the castle gates.
We're on a mission, she says. A mission to free Dog.
We are dodging in and out of the crowd in the pink evening light, slowly at first. Then the dog picks up speed, trotting like the Levitzanas I've seen on the telly, his head held haughty high. He stops abruptly, his nose to the ground, following the rivulets from the canned drink that is tipped onto its side. Now his nose is buried in a chip wrapper. A deep voice from behind bellows, "Oi!" The dog looks behind him. The dog begins to run. I follow. We bound through a labyrinth of alleyways, leaping over scraps of cars, single doors, mattresses, bags of garden rubbish, until we come to a brick wall. Crash. A bin lid has fallen and is rolling in tighter and tighter circles. We turn and together we race along a dirt track at the back of the shops. Ahead, I see a woman seated on a kitchen chair, a curl of smoke rising from her mouth. "There you are," she says, through lips clasped tightly around a cigarette.
So the poem's called Black and White, from a photograph of Nazi troops in occupied Crete. It's what they might be saying in casual conversation chills the blood. Only one man eyes the camera, while others glance at Cretans stepping past them in the street with what to read their faces in the photograph is contempt. The bulk, backs turned away, engage with comrades' heads inclined to listen, while here and there a smile is on a face. All chatting, maybe talking of their homes outside this requisition caffeneon, signed in Gothic script. Each character is brutal, a black and white assertion of command, each one a signal of the future this village can expect, its fate to be reluctant host to the Soldatenheim, a home from home for those at once detested and opposed. The thoughts these men in summer uniform, shorts to combat drowsy heat, exchanged there in the village, are lost. As we're all of fighting age, in village after village, shot upon the ridge, inscribed with names in black and white. And in amongst the widows' homes, few left whole, was thrust this soldier's home, inciting hatred and defiance in the Cretans passing by, eyes fixed dead ahead with what to read, faces in the print, is much more than just contempt. So the next poem is also based on a photograph which Sherry has wonderfully managed to source and print in the book. Now, you'll not be able to see it from here, but this is a photograph of a single hand. I'll read you what's written on the back of that particular picture. This daguerreotype was taken August 1845. It is a copy of Captain Jonathan Walker's hand as branded by the US Marshal of the District of Florida for having helped 7 men to obtain life, liberty and happiness. SS, Slave Saviour, Northern District. SS, Slave Stealer, Southern District. Branded hand. They printed this in Florida, a slave state still in 45, its marshal with the power to mark a man for life. Yet he can't have lived for long till someone in New England passed comment on his scars, desired that he submit again to steel that clamped the arm, lest movement spoil the plate and new technology distort the marks that he displayed. His palm extended, opened to their lens. As it had been to coals, to branding irons, the double S that found him in the south. Slave stealer, thief of someone's property he only saw as fellow men in need. But in the north, a saviour offering the chance for freedom, crossing borders meant to those who'd borne the scars for more themselves, in multitudes, unrecorded, never photographed, but fixed, as is this single print in time, a record of its hand. I was born to know you and to name you. I write you in the sand and snow on every page I read, on the white sheets of lovemaking, on the crowns of kings and their weapons of mass destruction. I write you on the echoes of my childhood, on nests and bushes, on wondrous sights of starlight, on the moon swimming in the loch, on the wings of birds, on the beating pulse of windmills. Liberty, I write you on the first drawn breath of dawn, on the white foam of the clouds and the grey insipid rain. I write you on every wakening path, on every opening gate. I write you among the scattered rocks on demented mountains. I write you in the threshold of my door, in the fire's sacred stream, on the lamp when it gives light, on the lamp when it is doused. Liberty, I write you on my bed's empty shell, on my mirror and my reflected room. I write you on my dog, on her listening ears, on her clumsy paws. I write you on the ravaged refugees, on all the dispossessed, on their fallen walls and naked solitude, on all that has become absent for them. Liberty, I write you on health regained, on danger past, on memory and hope. I was born to know you and to name you. Wigtown Bay, 1685, by Elinor Brooks. Two women are tied to posts at the mouth of the Bladnoch stream, to stand till the flood overflows them and they drown. By the time the seawater swells the channels of Bladnoch and Cree, runs through the cracks in salt marsh blocks, covers the purslane and samphire, the arrowgrass, scurvy grass, aster, the women's mouths and lungs will be full, and the psalms the young one was singing stop it. The blizzard of Arctic birds that wintered on the Merse and moving on, a few grey lags pluck the grass, the white-cheeked barnacles have gone, and the last lines of pinkfoot drift across the sky, heading for Greenland. Craters of shell cling under the driftwood, seaweed streaming downwards from open mouths, life hanging. At sunrise, the hunter lowers his gun as two geese break through the water's sheen, underwings gleaming, they wheel into the sun.
Cold out here, I say. Esther doesn't listen. As a kid, she wouldn't listen. You say, stay away from the creek. She falls in the creek and breaks an arm and nearly drowns. That was when she was 7. That was, 1863. I remember Gettysburg was about the same time. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty. I remember that. I'll tell you why I was thinking about Esther's mother. Esther, what are you doing? I say. Because now she's pouring kettle water into the porch, through the cracks in the porch. Ants, she says. Little motherfuckers. Because she's an old lady, she thinks it's all right to swear like that. I'll tell you why I was thinking about her mother. I was thinking about the girl I knew before I met Esther's mother, 2 years before, and I met her at the bonfire too, which is why my train of thought, you know. This girl's name was Hilma. You want a witch to burn, here is Hilma, she's your girl. She really was a witch. Beautiful? Whew, I couldn't tell you. You wouldn't believe it. Hello, she said to me. I was walking on my own away from the fire. Paul wasn't there that year, I forget why. He wasn't there, and my dad was over talking with, I recall, J. Arlington Heap. Good evening, man. I tipped my hat. Hilma was a brunette, which is what you'd call a weakness of mine. It operates on my libido. You're Billy West, she said. Her face was pale and she stood close to me like girls didn't. Nobody ever called me Billy. Not that I minded it, I liked it, Billy. But to everyone I was William. I am Billy the lawyer. Hell of a lawyer. She laughed because she knew I was just a legal clerk. Hilma took me by the hand and led me away from the fire. I didn't know what the hell was going on, and I wasn't thinking about much. Probably I was thinking about my 29-year-old Woody, never been used, one careful owner. She took me into the trees. The trees were wet and black. Before I get involved in it, the story of it is this. In 1649, Judge Christopher Wrexham burned his first witch on the night of February 16th in the town of Wakena Creek. He didn't stop until he died of tuberculosis in 1658. I remember they said in school that the first witch Wrexham burned was a schoolmistress named Mary Quincy. Ever since then, Wakena Creek builds a bonfire and burns witches all night on February 16th until sunrise of the 17th. Why the hell stop on the 17th? Wrexham didn't, why not carry right on? 18th, 19th, 20th, February, March, April, right through spring, summer, winter. Burn yourselves a witch every day.
He was protesting up and down Friendly Street, a demonstration against the new immigration laws.
But we made our own liberation the best way we could. If we had the pill, we'd have been unstoppable, she says.
This used to be the site of a fish weir.
Never apologise. Never hide. Never let hate be unopposed.